This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Alright, before we jump into this Kaladesh Remastered draft video, I want to remind everyone that my content is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their website by clicking on the link in the description below, or their logo below. If you're on Twitch, if you do, it'll take you to their store using my referral link. Additionally, I have additional sponsors, not really the right word, but I'm participating in Wizards 2020 Fall Pride shirt fundraiser, and I guess the camera's not in a good place, but I'm wearing the Wizards of the Coast, Magic the Gathering, I guess, Fall Pride 2020 shirt. You can help support the Fall Pride shirt fundraiser campaign for the Trevor Project by picking up your own version, your own shirt, at the MTG Pro Shop here. I'm posting the link in chat, and it'll also be in the description below. The Trevor campaign basically strives to, it's a suicide hotline basically for LGBTQ people who have a disproportionate chance of committing suicide, so it's an important service. There's some solid cards here. I mean, Winding Constrictor is quite good. It really makes +1/+1 counter decks way better. I don't mind Ballista Charger. It's not an incredible vehicle, but it's a solid one. Glint Sleeve Artisan and Ether Poisoner, pretty high quality commons. I like both of them. That's really what I'm looking at here. I don't think there's anything else in this pack, like, in the same neighborhood. I mean, I think I'm probably going to take a chance here on the Constrictor. I do think it's enough better than these three cards. I'm going to give it a try. These are good, but fairly replaceable. Winding Constrictor, not so much. I mean, it's a really good ++1 counter payoff, so, yeah. Fateful Showdown is an awkward card. Not particularly good for limited, but kind of a cool design. Okay, so Gear Shift Ace isn't bad. I mean, the black cards here aren't great. I guess Dai Young's alright. So is Subtle Strike, actually. So we actually have two decent black cards. The green cards aren't that good either. I think I'm going to go with the removal here, although Subtle Strike can be removal, actually. I can't remember if this is the format where, like, it's always a solid card, but there was some format where it was better than usual. I want to say it was like Ixalan or something, though, not this. Although, we do have the +1/+1 counter payoff already, but it also helps Dai Young, so, because it, sets up it adds additional energy, too. Okay, so this is pretty good if you get enough artifacts. It's a removal spell. It also lets you drain your opponent life. Dawn Feather Eagle is pretty darn good. Common. Seed Sculptor's not bad. I think, Seed Sculptor's better in this deck if we end up with all this energy stuff going on. And Underhanded Designs needs artifacts, but I think, Underhanded Design, as I recall, is good enough. Even in your typical deck in this format, because there's so many artifacts that I think I'm down with taking it there. Okay, so interesting. I have several cards in this pack I wouldn't mind, like another Ether Poisoner, Foundry Inspector, and Nature's Way. For Nature's Way to work, you do have to end up with beefy enough creatures, but I think there's a reasonable chance that happens here, so I think I'll take the removal. Okay, so nothing great in this pack. Just take a Highspire Artisan, I think, a +1/+1 counter card. / artifact making card, that works for us too. Yeah, we take the Seed Sculptor here. So we probably need like 7 ways of making artifacts / artifacts for this to work. Right now we're looking at 1. So, might not get there, but Good chance we do. Kind of forgot about that card. It's pretty interesting. You have to end up with enough artifacts for it to really be doing what you want it to. But I think it's probably enough better. Well, maybe it's not, actually. Foundry Screecher seems alright. And let's take the Screecher. It's just really hard to set up Sly Requisitioner. This format needed more sacrifice stuff going on for it to work out. We would like some more +1/+1 counter payoffs, but we're doing okay. Just not like amazing at this point. Okay. So Alley Strangler's not terrible. Unbridled Growth is fixing. Not fixing that I love, but it is fixing. I think I'll probably just take the Strangler here. Well, let's take the Growth. I mean, in the off chance we pick up something we really want to play, we could do worse. I mean, I don't love it. The thing that really bothers me about it is that you have to sacrifice it to draw a card. And that, yeah, that's annoying. But I still think it probably has more potential upside than Alley Strangler does. Okay, so Eager Construct's not terrible. Fenhauler, you need a lot of artifacts. If you do, it's not bad. We've also got High Spire Infusion, a trick that gives us energy. We're a little bit interested in energy. We also have an artifact here, but not one I love. I think I'm going to take the Hauler here and see, you know, if we can end up with what we need to really make it work. I think we'll take the Sage here. Okay, so here I think I'll take a Mastodon. Well, will I though? I mean, these cards are actually in our color and they're fine, so I'll take one of them. Here we'll take an Appetite. I maybe should have taken that artifact, that Eager Construct. Kind of forgot about Underhanded Design. We'll take Consulate Turret here. Okay, so Greenbelt Rampager is not terrible, but it's also not particularly good and limited. You know, basically gives you energy on turn 1 and 2, and then later in the game, you know, if you have the energy, you can actually pay for it. We'd probably just take Long Tusk Cub, though. Daring Demolition's good, but Long Tusk Cub, if left unchecked, just takes over games, and it's a 2-drop, so that's not normally something you say. Seed Sculptor, Bomb, and Demolition are both pretty good, too, but the Cub's really good. Yeah, and so it's what we'll take. Dai Young's not bad either. It might wheel. Hero, or Hope of Girapur, huh? Not amazing, but not terrible either. So, you know, I kind of like Ether Poisoner, Hunt the Weak. I don't mind Renegade Map. It's much better fixing than our Unbridled Growth. Right now we don't have a reason to fix, but it could happen. Yeah, I think we probably want the Poisoner. We need the artifacts to really make Underhanded Designs good. We have some ways of making energy already. So yeah, overall, and reasons to make energy too. So I think I like it a little better than Hunt the Weak here. Okay, so here we have another Poisoner. We have a decent vehicle and another decent vehicle. Self-Assembler, you know, if you can get a couple of them, is pretty good. But yeah, we have Poisoner and Druid of the Cowl. I think I'm going to go for another artifact-making creature here because, you know, between Fenhauler and Underhanded Designs, it seems like that's what we want to be doing. Welding Sparks is good, not for us. Inventor's Goggles is too, but we're going to take a Demolition here. Ether Hub is pretty good fixing as well, by the way. If we had a reason to fix, I'd be all over some of this, but we don't really yet. So far, I don't love... You know, our deck is kind of focused on 3 different things. Energy, artifacts, and +1/+1 counters, which, you know, basically means it's not focused. So I don't love that, but, you know, maybe we'll make it work. So Wanderer is a good fixing card. Oval Chase Dragster is not bad. There's another artifact. It's really a question of whether I think I'm going to need fixing, you know, and we're halfway through the second pack. Well, I guess we're a third of the way through. It's unlikely we're going to pick up something that we need to fix for. So maybe I just want the Dragster. Yeah, I think I do. I'm going to get something I want to splash for now, of course, but, you know, what are you going to do? So another Artisan has got Maulfist Squad. They both make us... can be +1/+1 token or an artifact token, and I think we're interested in those things. So, we're taking one of them. We've already got one Artisan. I think I'm going to go with Maulfist Squad here. Okay, so I don't really want a second Dragster, but I don't mind Sky Skiff too much. You know, it's a decent attacker in the sky. Yeah. Hidden Stockpile. That's a fun card, but not where we've ended up. It could have been something we splashed, I guess, but you know. Right now we don't have enough artifacts to run this. Yeah, so we'll just take another Die Young. Do I want a Cobra more than an Ether Seer? Probably. Probably yes. Okay, so, you know, we still don't have enough non-token artifacts for Sly Requisitioner. I don't mind live fast here. Right, here we'll grab the Wanderer. I like that it showed up late here, because it is, like, if we pick up a bomb that we have to splash, we'll be pretty happy we have that in our back pocket. That's for sure. So we've got Live Fast and Die Young, both of them. It's kind of funny, like, they seem like they could have been split cards. Obviously, the set doesn't have those, but both between the naming convention and what they depict. Okay, well, PNLR is really strong. Is she really the kind of thing we want to be splashing? Becomes the question, though, and I'm not sure she is. That said, you know, this pack, I guess we'd probably take Thriving Rhino in the end, but it's not a great pack. She's definitely the best card. Like, the next best card is probably Dawn Feather Eagle. Yeah, I mean, yeah. We'll take the Rhino in the end. You know, the reason she's not something you really want to splash is because ideally you're playing her early. And granted, she's impactful late, but it's a little bit dangerous to try to splash a card like her. We'll just take the Rhino. Ooh, this would be fun, but also not really going to happen. But it is a fun card. So Monstrous Onslaught. Man, this card seems like it would be so good. It just ended up being so clunky in a format that can really punish you for that. And it's not terrible. I just think I might be more interested in a Thriving Rhino, second Thriving Rhino, than I am in Monstrous Onslaught. Yeah, I think I am. Ooh, Essence Extraction. Yeah, that's what we take here over, you know, another Narnum Cobra. It's a really good removal spell, so I'm all over that. Okay. Probably Hunt the Weak here. I don't really want Alley Strangler or a second Skiff. So, yeah. That's where we end up. Rogue Refiner. That would have been fun. So Tune with Ether, we would have had really good fixing. As our curve ended up being high enough that we kind of want a Druid of the Cal. Doesn't really feel that way still. Yeah, Attune is really good fixing, gives us energy, but it doesn't look like we want to be doing that. Eager Construct's a decent artifact creature. I think I'd probably just take the Artisan in the end here. Fabricate is just a good mechanic. Like, most of the cards that have it are playable. Some of them don't look like they'd be very good, but pretty much all of them are playable. They all overperform. Wow, there's some more fixing if we'd wanted it. This pack's not for us, you know. Pyrohelix, Propeller Pioneer, those are good things to still have around. We'll grab an Appetite. We already have one, but what else am I going to do here? So yeah, we didn't really end up with that many +1/+1 counter payoffs, but the good news is we also have energy. I mean, our Constrictor is going to be good in the deck because we have lots of ways to make counters and energy. Our deck's just not going to be like a nice little synergistic thing that we would probably like it to be. I kind of doubt we want Salvager in this deck. Fenholler might not be what we want. Ooh, I was just complaining, and now we get a pretty good +1/+1 counter payoff here late. Foundry Hornet can just, you know, destroy boards, and that is really good. Okay. This isn't the best payoff either, but it's fine. You know, you can move all your counters to it, which is a little risky. You know, you can also just move one or two, which is usually the smarter move. Look at that. Super late +1/+1 counters. I'm not likely to play any of these things. We'll just grab this Salvager here. I'm not sure either of our vehicles are going to make it in the end. I think we might have enough Fabricate that we don't need to run the artifacts just to power up our underhanded designs and stuff. So this is okay. This is also okay. I think I'll take the Implement. Might be more likely to make the cut. We'll grab a High Spire Infusion. So we're not running Unbridled Growth. There's no reason to do it. All right. Okay. Well, so how many ways of making artifacts / artifacts did we end up with? So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we only have like 7, which is kind of the low range of what you need for something like Fenholler. Yeah, I don't think we want the Hauler, and I think that means we probably at least don't want the Skiff either. Although, you know, we do still need for underhanded designs to work. So, you know, probably we don't want to cut any more artifacts. It seems a little dangerous to do it to me. So we probably cut Appetite for the Unnatural. Probably don't need Live Fast. Hi, Dakon. Thanks for enjoying the content. I'm leaning towards cutting the Sage. Yeah, and I think this is what we're left with. It seems all right. It's not the best deck ever. We'd rather have the Sage than the Foundry Screecher. I don't know. Maybe. I guess we'll have some other cards to look at, potentially. Like the Black Implement we could include. The question is whether it'll be any better than, like, Sky Skiff. And I think the answer is probably no. Yeah. Alright, so I think this is our deck. Let's give it a try. Seems alright. I mean, I'm not super confident about it either, but yeah, 3/3 seems like a reasonable guess. Okay, well, you know, generally, you kind of want a card in your hand that'll give you a +1/+1 counter before you play your Foundry Hornet, but I think overall this hand's fine. Yeah, I mean, we've got some removal. There's a decent chance we draw like a Thriving Rhino or something like that before our Foundry Hornet comes along. We did draw another black there, which I like, but it would be nice now to just avoid lands the rest of the way. Okay. He said avoid lands the rest of the way, please. Kind of want them to play something we can kill with Die Young, especially if it costs 3 mana and we can kill it with Die Young. Well, and we did draw a Rhino, but it doesn't really solve our problems. Should I Essence Extraction this guy now before letting them untap? I think I probably should. Just to be safe there. Now, we'll play our Rhino. Thank you for the follow, Limit. Oh, good. I mean, I'm glad we can Die Young her at least, but she still has contributed a lot to this board. Although, if I can attack here and keep this alive... Oh, Nature's Way there is a good draw. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna Die Young Pia. Then, I guess we're gonna attack here. And I think we kind of just have to accept getting hit pretty hard here, but I feel like we're in pretty good shape overall. Yeah. Hey, there's a Monstrous Onslaught card. I was like, it looks good. It's not as good as it looks. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. We're in some trouble now. Let's play our Foundry Hornet. End our turn. Yeah, so we're gonna take 4. Feels good. Okay, so what I'm gonna try to do here is play this Dragster. play this Cobra. And end our turn. I might crew the Dragster to block the Rebel. We'll see. I'd also kind of like to keep the Dragster around so that I can use it with Nature's Way, because obviously it kills like everything with Nature's Way. I think we're just going to take the 4 here. Okay, things are getting interesting, and by interesting I mean not good. I guess I could also go the Death Touch route here. That doesn't seem terrible. It's probably the slightly safer thing to do. Yeah, that worked out. And then I have to decide if I want to use this Hunt the Weak right now. I may just crew. I kind of feel like we're not in a great position here to attack, but is crewing the Dragster worth it here? I think it probably is. So let's send it in there. Leave back our Hornet. I'm sure they just block here, but I think we're okay with that overall. Man, we be drawing them lands, don't we? Okay. Well. Yeah, the problem is our 2/1 is just such a bad blocker. Let's give this Death Touch first just to be safe. And we're gonna attack them. Good lord. Alright. Well, I think we kind of have to end our turn. Yeah, we've drawn I don't know how many lands in a row as of late. Which is not really what we want to be doing. They also seem to be not drawing much, and that's kind of the only reason we're in this game. So, you know. Yeah, we're kind of an unfocused +1/+1 counter deck, one could say. I mean, I'm in a position where I pretty much have to block this thing, so that's kind of the world we're in. Okay. You know, when you wake up in the morning, you don't plan on using Daring Demolition on a Seed Sculptor. But you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a problem. Well, now it's less of one. Well, They're drawing creatures, but we've drawn removal. So we're sort of back where we were. If only I'd gotten this Hornet down, then this thing wouldn't even be here. You know, that would be great. Okay, don't have any counters to get, but at this point, like, literally drawing any creature is kind of a reasonable thing. I think I might attack with both. Is that crazy? I am at 4. I think we can make it work. We're drawing our +1/+1 counter payoffs in the late game. Yeah, Commander Legends coming to Arena would have been cool. That's for sure. This has been a really weird late game for both of us. Like, our inability to draw real cards has been fascinating. Uh-oh. We have trample. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna attack with the flyer here. I'm gonna play our Foundry Screecher. And I think what I have to do, more or less, is block the Revolutionary and go to 2. I mean, I could just chump it and hope I draw an artifact. There's a reasonable chance we do, and then have 5 lethal in the air. That is not impossible. We still have, like, all our creatures with Fabricate in the deck. I think we have 4 of them. It's a little scary, but it can't be proved just yet. Well, crap. So... yeah. Well, I think now we want to attack with the Screecher. Oh, I guess I could chump it. They can't, I mean, they can trade with it. They can't do that with our Hornet. The Hornet is a way better blocker, though, and I kind of think that matters here. I'm going to attack with the Screecher. Yeah, they block with their Thopter. Fine by me. We've both just been drawing garbage, mostly. That's why the end game here has been like 1,000 turns. They've drawn a little better than me the last few turns. Alright, so I think we go for a double block here. I think that gives us our best chance. So, if they have a trick, we get blown out, but let's hope they don't. Why is it glowing like that? Is that what vehicles do? Okay. I feel like if they had a trick, they would have just slammed it. I guess maybe not, because I have 1,000 mana and a card in my hand. So maybe they're like, oh god, what if they have a kill spell? So maybe that's what they're thinking through right now. If they have their own kill spell, it's pretty backbreaking too, so, you know, they could have a lot of things that blow us out here. But we don't really have a choice. I mean, we could decide to chump it instead, but that's a really bad idea. So, right. Looks like the block worked. So at least there's that, of course. Now we have this. But making it into a 1/4 right now, it'll actually even be bigger than a 1/4. It's pretty legit. Am I brave enough to attack here? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I mean, you know, this game is going to come down to something very small ending it. Well, now we can't really attack. Oh my god. This game. Both of us, the fact that both of us just like can't do anything is hilarious, I think. They have 1,000 energy, and at some point that might come back to get us. But no, I don't think we need 16 lands. It's, well, maybe our curve is low enough, but you can't really have a knee-jerk reaction to one game like this. It's just, you know, it's something that happens. Oh my god. I have even more lands than they do. And they've attuned and stuff. Do we just both have a deck filled with lands? I mean, what's happening here? So all they need is an artifact and we're dead. Oh, you're useless. But if we draw artifacts, it's not so useless. This has been one of the most exciting games of Magic I've ever played. For sure. They're going to win this eventually, I think. We've just drawn way too many lands to ever have things work out for us. Do we somehow have 14? Yeah. So this is literally all of our lands. All of our lands are now in our hand. So, you know, we have 8 spells left in our deck is the good news. The bad news is our opponent will do that. And when they do that, we die. So, because we can't do anything about damage getting through. That was ridiculous. Because, yeah, we can only block 2 and then we're dead. Yeah, all they had to do was draw an artifact at a certain point, so... I can't believe we literally drew every land in our deck. With 9 cards or whatever left in our library, too. Yeah, so... I mean, we have enough 4-drops. That maybe we're okay with 17 lands. I mean, we could probably afford to cut one if we really want to, but... It is a bit of a knee-jerk reaction, but it may just be true about our curve anyway. Like, I wouldn't say you should always do this, but sometimes you should. Trying to decide if I'd... I mean, this certainly would have been not well, except we had so little life in that game. Do I just want another 2-drop? Mediocre as it may be. I think that's probably alright. Yeah, you can definitely play this format with 16 lands. It really depends on your, yeah. Ooh, so this has the potential to be a really bonkers hand. Let's see if we can make that happen. Because we can go Cub, Constrictor, and then things will just get silly from there. There was actually a deck in Standard that did this. Just to give you an idea of... you know, how good it is. Now, you know, all they have to do is have a way to stop or block Long Tusk Cub and the whole plan comes unraveled, more or less, but, you know, if it works out... And actually, we can use energy from our Rhino right away, so if that's what we had to do, that is. Okay. Okay, so that is kind of what we have to do. I could play the Constrictor here, but I mean, you could also use Essence Extraction and attack. That's not the worst plan ever. I think this turn, I'm going to play the Rhino. And then attack. They probably just take it. If they don't just take it, I add a counter. Oh, they don't just take it. Interesting. That does, you know, mean we get one less counter out of our Constrictor, but that's probably okay. Okay. So I could play another Rhino and just attack with both of them. Missing out on the counters slash energy is pretty annoying. Like, we haven't been able to set it up because our opponent has played such early creatures, but that might still be our best bet here. Yeah. So we'll attack with both of these. We're going to decline to use that energy. See how they block here. Probably trade for my Rhino, I'm guessing. But if they do that, I get energy. And then I can use that energy to give my Long Tusk up. Wow, they're just going to take it. That's not really what I expected there. But I'll take it. Just as they will. Ooh, that's a good card. Is he an Artificer too? No, good. He's not. At least he's not an Artificer. You know? Okay, so... Ooh, that's a really good draw, because now we can go Constrictor. Essence Extraction on Rishkar. And now, basically all hell breaks loose for our opponent. Yeah. Oh, that was fun to set up the Winding Constrictor nonsense. Drawing that forest really made that turn ridiculous. We got another turn 2 Cub, but, you know, we're not going first. So it's not quite as good, but it is acceptable. Especially because I haven't actually played a creature yet. Key to the City is pretty good, though, so I don't love it. Would we rather lead with the Constrictor? Probably not. I mean, because if you can just set up a situation where the Cub gets in, like if they play an X2 and we can cast Dayung on it and attack, like, we don't even need the Constrictor in play right away for that to be a really good play. So, it's a good chance they just kill it too, but, you know, it's... Okay, so we are going to get to do the Dayung plan, which is great. So we just go Dayung... Pay 2. We're going to attack. Hold on to that energy. So if I could draw a land next turn in Constrictor and Dayung, that would be pretty cool. case. Alright, so I think we just Die Young this too, using some of the energy. We'll have to use, yeah. So, we'll Die Young. Then we'll pay 3. Okay. Well, yeah, that is pretty brutal. Like, with the energy we produced, that we were able to kill their 4/3 flyer that they, like, tapped their whole board for. But I think that was a bit of a rage quit. Just a bit of one. I mean, it does... You know, we had Long Tusk Cub in play, too, as their main reason. Like, if we had a more normal creature in play, they probably would have been like, okay, that sucks, but I still have a real chance here. But since I killed their creature and had a Cub in play, who was then going to make me more energy, you know, yeah, it would have been a salty situation for sure. Yeah, if we can get the Cub or the Constrictor early, this deck is really good. The question is, can we do that often? I don't know that we can. I mean, we can if we're lucky. Ooh. Well, this isn't a lucky hand. We do have our Constrictor. But, you know, and Thriving Rhino into Foundry Hornet isn't terrible, but I do think this is a mulligan. It's like the opposite, but it is a little better, I think. Yeah. I probably want to put the designs on the bottom. This hand just isn't going to be artifacting. So... maybe designs we just don't have enough artifacts for in general. Okay. Fixing happening over there. So... we need to draw some sort of land. If we do, I feel like we're in reasonable shape. So they basically just cycled their Unbridled Growth is what they did there. So there's some sort of multicolor deck, evidently. Ooh, good. Okay, so we definitely want to lead with Constrictor now. Since all of our other cards in our hand, well, these three anyway, all will benefit from the Constrictor. Wow. Okay, then. Alright, so I think we want to play the Rhino here. We'll get one more energy right away, which is good. My Constrictor may be about to die. Yeah, it is. But... you know, we did some damage with it, and we got a little bit of extra energy, and I don't hate that. Yeah, and then we'll play this. So our Die Young can take down a whole lot of things right now. Up to a 6/6. Probably go with a Servo, I feel like. Most likely. Could be wrong. Okay. I would really like more mana so that we could set up Foundry Hornet a little more effectively, but... so I think we just attack with our Rhino here. We'll use up energy to make it a 4/5. I think I'm going to play the Flyer here. Pressuring them in the sky... oh, wait a second. I kind of forgot about the Artisan. So I probably should have played my own Artisan or something else there. They do have classy lands. Our mana problems are a little frustrating, but what are you going to do? So I could Die Young the Artisan here. See if they can do something about that. I don't hate that plan. Because if I do that, I can attack with Screecher and Rhino with no problem at all, really. That said, I can also just attack with my Rhino and then play, like, the Artisan or Narnum Cobra. We have a lot of mana untapped. I think we're going to hold on to Die Young for now and just attack with our Rhino here. Oh, good. That's what you want to see. So, obviously, we got disconnected. Trying to reconnect before our game is over. Okay. What? Did we lose a whole turn there and they didn't do anything? How strange. Okay, well. We're gonna attack with our Rhino. Oh no, I guess it hit them. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened last time. Let's play Narnum Cobra. It'll be a good attacker. Also makes us into a 3-1 for what that's worth, which is a little bit. Oh, that's not fun. Panharmonicon. I think my energy got used on my Rhino is what happened while we were gone. Alright, so... I say... I guess I could potentially really wreck them with Foundry Hornet here. Maybe I just Foundry Hornet attack with everything. Yeah, I like that. Oh, maybe I still have the energy and it's just not showing up. That seems likely. So Daring Demolition here would be good. Okay. Did they draw something there to save them? It's kind of what this is going to come down to. That is a lot of energy. Why are these still highlighted too? There's weird things going on in this game. Alright, so... I guess that doesn't mean they're outright dead, but it's pretty close. Yeah. So I did have the energy, it just wasn't showing up. I was kind of curious. Okay, well, they could have something scary. I mean, that's not it, though. Yeah, our arena from reloading after the disconnect is all jacked up. Okay, this is fine. Not great, but fine. I have my doubts about this underhanded design so far. Gremlins. Yeah, I'm lagging hard. That's for sure. If this stays alive until we can hunt the weak, that's going to feel pretty good. Whether we can do that, whether it can do that, remains to be seen. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet little card. Ether Torch Renegade. Alright, so... I feel like this probably could be cut from our deck, mostly because most of our deck is pushing us in the direction of choosing the +1/+1 counters for our Fabricate, and this is pushing us towards wanting to make the servos, and it's sort of a non-bow in that sense. So I kind of want them to tap out here and not kill my Constrictor so that I can hunt the weak their Renegade or something. If I'm allowed to do that, this will become a 4/5. This will be dead. We'll be in some pretty good shape overall. Double Sky Skiff. So they didn't completely tap out, but I think we still go for it. Let's hope they don't have a way to hurt us here. They may very well. They may just crew their Sky Skiff, which I'm down with. They can do 1 to this and then like Pyro Helix it. That would be mean. Okay, good. Alright, so then I think we attack. Yeah. Yeah, that is our problem with our designs. I'll probably should have cut it all along. So our Hornet will kill this Gremlin before it ever has an artifact to blow up. That's not the worst deal in the world. Well, just in case something happens here, I guess I'll play my Hornet now. Well, we have opponents flooding, too. Seems like a lot of flooding going on here. Impeccable timing on Hornet? No. Well, looks like we're probably going to get there. That almost does enough to keep them alive. Okay. Yeah, they flooded out when they didn't need to. Plus, we got an early Constrictor that never died. So yeah, I think we were wrong to ever run Underworld designs. It certainly feels that way. Underhanded design. And if that's the case, we suddenly don't really want like Sky Skiff either, I don't think. I mean, the Skiff's fine, but I think we probably have better cards. Well, maybe we don't. You know, Appetite for the Unnatural's not bad. Yeah, we don't have great other stuff, but, you know, we do have Alley Strangler, not a bad place to put counters, and Live Fast, which I think are both fine inclusions here. Yeah. Right, this is fine. Although we don't have a Cub or a Constrictor, but we do get to draw one card. Maybe we'll hit one of them. Nope. I think after this draft, I'm going to restart everything, including the stream, because the lag is pretty brutal. I mean, maybe it won't get fixed, but I think it's worth trying. Uh-oh. That's pretty gross to get on an early turn like they did. We can kill it in a little while. Yeah, that's what I mean, a full computer reboot. So, let's attack. They're not going to block, so. Play our Artisan. And I think we just want the counter. Most of our deck wants the counter. Especially now that we took out Underworld or Underhanded Designs or whatever. Okay, well, how about that? I was going to use Daring Demolition, but now I don't need to. And end our turn. Now, you know, if you can use a more situational removal spell, generally, you should. You know, because it has a smaller window where it'll work out, generally speaking. Do I just want to Daring Demolition that Outrider? I don't think it's something I need to do just yet. I think I'd rather add to the board. So no Cub and no Constrictor. I think the only game where that didn't happen for us, we lost. So that might be what happens here too. So we'll see. Is it worth trying to block that thing? I mean, you know, I could put my Artisan in front of it. They'd have to use up a trick or something at least. Or, you know, they're just bluffing. They could definitely have a lot of things, though. Let's find out. I can always kill it on my turn, you know. So, you can use all your energy on that, or you are. Okay. Alright. then. So I think the first thing we're gonna do is attack with our Rhino. Then we will kill the Outrider. Gross. Yeah, that's not really what you want to see. Okay, that will actually enable a better attack for me. Just got chump block. Alright, so I think we play our Artisan and we want to give it a counter. Go ahead and throw our Cobra out there too. Wow, auto tapper. I mean, Death Touch doesn't make a huge difference right this second, but maybe it will. I shouldn't have let auto tapper make that decision for me. Yeah, this card's sweet. Ooh. Okay. You stole my Rhino. You know, he is kind of sad to lose that way, but what are you gonna do? We could just play Ether Poisoner in our turn. We are 4-1. The Duke of Ook. 4-1. Gross. We'd like our card draw spell right about now, please. Yeah, that card's pretty fun if you have enough tokens. The Shrewd Negotiation they used on us. Granted, the way our board looks, the Thriving Rhino isn't that big. Ooh, now it is. They just killed both our Death Touchers. I was gonna say, you know, the Rhino's not that big of a problem. We can just block it with any of our Death Touchers. And then they did that. So we're just gonna take 4 here, maybe 5. We're taking 5. We could chump it, but I don't think we're in chump neighborhood just yet. Well, okay. You're a little late to the game, but maybe you'll help. So this will force a chump now, assuming they put energy into it. I think I would have to chump regardless of whether they put energy into it, honestly, but and they don't. So yeah, throw this servo in front of it. Oh, hello. That will make things interesting. I think we move it. Yeah. Makes it a 4-4. So if they can kill this Marauder, we're in some trouble. I'm hoping they can't. Obviously enough. So I think I throw the Sage in front of that. Yeah, we really need to draw some action here. That is not action. Do I want to attack here? Takes me up to 10. But it also means, like, all of their creatures can attack me. I don't think we can do it, sadly. I can still go up to 10 blocking, you know, unless they attack with the Rhino, in which case... Whew, I guess I block it with the Artisan at this point. Yeah. Just having to give up cards. And it's our Rhino, too, you know, that's what makes it really hurt. So they might have built to smash here. I'm pretty much dead whether they do or don't. So... Okay. This will be interesting. It's going to be very hard for us to pull our way out of this one. Alright, so I'm going to put you there. I'm going to put you here. I'm going to block here. So I'll go up to 10 and then lose 2. That's assuming they don't have some sort of shenanigans here. But there's a good chance they do. Yeah. Oh, thank God. Alright, so... Unfortunately, I can't kill their Rhino with it, but... Well, I can kill the other one, but... Also gets us back up to 6. Can I actually attack them now in the air and just try to race them? I kind of think I can. Especially because of Vigilance. This turn especially, it was easy. Oh, come on. We were already in so much trouble.
I will teach you humility, if I must.
We were already in so much trouble, and now there's an Ajani. You know, the opponent is likely to win, but that's still kind of a premature GG, you know? Like, not guaranteed or anything. Ooh, so I can get up to 6 energy here. It's not quite going to do it for us to kill that guy. Yeah. So I guess what I do here is kill the Thopterist with Dai Young and attack Ajani with the Constrictor. Yeah. So they have to chump to keep Ajani alive. I mean, obviously it's very likely we lose here, but I'm trying to make the optimal plays to find our way out. Well, they did whiff on that.
You'd be dead by now.
So there's that. And I think we just take this 6 here. Damn it. Yeah, to have a chance. So, wait a second. All they have to do then is exile and kill us, so yeah, we're dead. No optimal play there. That saves us, anyway. That's so sad. Like, we drew a really good card that looked like it might turn the game around for us in nature's way. And then our opponent was like a Johnny. It's like, oh, okay. Sorry. I thought I had a chance. It's too bad, you know, when somebody GG's like that, when I really had 2 turns there where if I could have just outright killed a Johnny at that point, we would have really had a chance to stick around in that game. But we couldn't, and, you know, they ended up being right. But, you know, they only had like a 90% chance of winning after they played the Johnny. That's not high enough for a GG, in my opinion. So this is a pretty good card, pretty good hand. Some energy shenanigans. Removal. Oh. Speaking of energy shenanigans, in the end, you know, we saw one of those, and now I kind of regret not taking it, but what are you going to do? Okay. Player Sage here. We probably want to go Sage Rhino. So this will stick around now if they play it. That puzzle knot's pretty sweet. Ooh, hello. So I think we play our Rhino. So there's if we draw a land, there's a few different things we can do next turn. Well, now it's much harder for us to do what we were gonna do. I was considering like attack into it as a 3/4. They'll block it. My guy will be a 3/4, and then Foundry Hornet. You know, assuming we had the mana to do it. But not so much. Okay, so we didn't draw the land we want, which is annoying. But I think we just go ahead and attack and play our Constrictor here and try to lean on the Constrictor to get us out of this mess that we're in. We've had a lot of hands ever since I cut that land where we can't hit a 4th land in time. You know? So we're going to take 4 here. Hey, there's a 4th land. How about that? So you become, what, 5/3 right now? Yeah. 5/3 is pretty large. I think that's what we want to go for here, rather than Daring Demolition. Gross. We don't really want them to be drawing cards. The good news is... Shoot. I kind of need to kill that ASAP, so I think I'm going to have to keep my squad alive one way or another here. I'm hoping they're just afraid to attack. Yes. That's what we needed. That's what we needed there, I think. Yeah, so we just go ahead and play our Hornet. It kills the Siphoner. And that's plenty. Killing the Siphoner is plenty. And we'll end our turn. That's all we needed to do there. Gross. Gross, 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 gross. We could have used one of those. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. So I think I'm going to live fast first. See what happens. Okay. Then we're going to play our Sculptor. I think we'll make the Flyer into a 4/5. We can't really attack still, but we're getting closer to a point where we can. Yeah, we just kind of have to hang back at this point, which isn't great. We did sort of even out the card advantage from their Armorcraft Judge, at least, but, well, that's not a good sign, is it? Alright, so you're going to block God, I guess I'd rather kill the Trampler at this point. You're gonna block there, and then you two are gonna block here. And then I take 6. Yeah, I think we'll take the 6 here. I need to hold on to these two most likely if I'm gonna have a chance here. There's a chance they blow us out, but I think we had to choose. Yeah. We are 4-2 right now, Big Daddy Huckabee. And now we might be dead. We are dead. Yeah. Tricks for the win. Four and 3 in the end. I mean, that's a little better than I really expected this deck to do. We got our early Constrictor and Long Tusk Cub often enough that we managed to get there, at least.